This is Charm City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner, and I welcome you all back. This little segment is going to be about some type of spiritual healing. Hopefully, these words can uplift you in some way. This what I'm about to read to you is written by this man named Terry Dorsey. Um, he's been incarcerated for more than 30 years, and he's my brother. And I told him I would read this on my podcast because he has learned so much in over the 30 years that he has been in prison. And I think he's just trying to share his wisdom with anyone who would listen. So here we go. It is time to show the strength of water and flow away. To stand is to be crushed, but to flow out is to gather strength. Water is one of the strongest elements on earth. It can't be broken. It can assume many shapes. It joins easily with itself. When it reaches a certain mass, moving water presents an irresistible force. We might do well to learn to acquire the strength of water temporarily, to be able to lose ourselves for a time in concert with others, and then to reclaim our identities. We needn't fear their loss. We are unique personalities, and our selfhood is intact. How successful we would be if we could use the strength of water when we need it, the purity of air, the solidity of earth, and the appetite of fire. Again, that was written by Terry Dorsey, who happened to be my eldest brother, who has been incarcerated for more than 30 years. And he just wanted to share a piece of his wisdom that he have learned over the course of these 30 plus years. So I thank you for listening. We're going to move on to episode number 33. Hello, everyone. This is Charm City Decoded. Charm City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner. I welcome you all back. All right. We're going to be, I'm going to say this. Happy New Year. Happy 2023 to everyone. This is a whole new start to this whole new year. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. If we got it wrong, we're going to get it right this time. The Lord bless us with another chance at life. And let's keep on moving. So let's get into it. This is episode number 33, and we're going to be talking a little bit about mental health. So what is mental health? Mental health, they say, includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. And it determines how we deal with stress, relate to others, and make choices. So that's what mental health is. And that's what it has its effects. And that's how it affects us humans. Okay? It's been going on a lot. It's been going on since forever. Mental health has always been out there. It has always been out there. But lately, I just been hearing more and more about it. And I have to give my condolences to the Boss family, Mr. Stephen Twitch Boss, who committed suicide not too long ago. He left his wife and his children and his mother behind. He was experiencing mental health. They say he shot himself in a hotel room. So I want to talk a little bit about mental health because I know we all have experienced mental health. We have been around someone or know of someone who have experienced mental health. Mental health is going on out there in the streets every day, all day. You think about these, addictions to drugs and alcohol. When you think about people out there popping people, meaning killing people, shooting up. I mean, they shoot them up, bang, bang, every day. Every day that's going on. What you think that's all about? I think that has a lot to do with mental health, if you ask me. People are a victim to their circumstances a lot of the times, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to channel it, where they can bring positivity out sometimes. Some people don't. There are a lot of folks that make it out of their circumstances and they better for it. But there are those who don't. And they say hurt people hurt people. And that's very true. Because that's what's going on out here. But then sometimes they hurt themselves. They kill themselves. It's a painful situation all around. Because you're trying to stop your pain and your hurt. Not mean to inflict it on the ones you left behind, but you do. So they got to live with that and deal with that for the rest of their life as well. So it's just a lot of that going on. A lot of mental health. You know, I just researched it a little bit. Just looked up a couple names, a few names to see who all have been experiencing this. You know, well, I found a couple names. Robin Williams, Marilyn Monroe, Dana Plato. If you don't know who she is, she played Kimberly on Different Strokes. Marilyn Monroe, she was a movie star back in the 1970s, and we all know who Robin Williams was. Robin Williams, of course, was a superstar himself. He was a comedian slash actor, producer, writer, if you want to, you know. We have Lee Thompson Young. He was a child star on Disney, and then he grew up and he played on Rizzoli and Owls, as a detective. He was experiencing bipolar disorder. Then we have Don Cornelius. He was one of the founders of Soul Train. If anyone remembers Soul Train, I know that's probably telling our age a little bit, but yeah, Soul Train, that came out in the early 1970s, and he was the host of it up until 1993, I believe. And he was experiencing mental health because of his pain that he was experiencing because of brain surgery that he had to have, and he never really truly recovered from it. He was in a lot of pain, and it caused him to be under distress where he was going through a lot of mental issues because of it. Then we have Mac Miller. He was a rapper. He recently died. I think committed suicide. It was a drug overdose, I believe. And Misty Eupham. She was an indigenous American actress. She played in Frozen River. She had experienced a lot of, sexual child abuse. She was one of the victims of Weinstein's, I guess, cohorts. They, I believe, raped her. So mental health is just not centered around one group of people. It's anyone. Anyone can have mental health. As I said, we all experience it every day because we all have experienced some type of trauma throughout our life. I remember as a child, I was like 14 years old. My first year in high school, a freshman, I attended Northwestern Senior High School, and I felt alone. I felt overlooked. I felt invisible. like no one saw me. So, I went through my time. It was a moment. It was a brief moment, but it was a moment nonetheless, where I felt like I wanted to die. You know, you think back sometimes on things you experienced as a child coming up that was out of your control, but yeah, things has happened. Things happen to us that's sometimes out of our control, but we're left with the aftermath of that to try to recover from that. So that's why I think that, honestly, I think talking to a psychiatrist is something we all should probably do as a part of mental health recovery. I know in the black community, we don't like talking to people about our personal business, especially no stranger. Like, what a stranger gonna do for me? That's the outlook. That's how we look at it. But honestly, the stranger probably can be the best medicine you need in that moment because they remain neutral. They not on no sides. They just there for you to hear you discover where the root of your problem came from and how you can heal from it. That's the main reason for you going to talk to someone. At times, we all need to talk to someone. We don't want to hold it in and bottle it up. That's going to cause even more problems where it will come out in the wrong way. As I said, you got young people out here killing each other because their trauma is coming out in a way that's not right. And hurt people do hurt people. That's just how it is. We can deal with a lot of other stuff that's surrounding this mental breakdown that a lot of us experience, this mental health. Of course, there's a lot of things that surrounds it. You have racism, you have systemic racism, you have, as they say, rich people, poor people problems, you have, it's just a lot that's out here that we see and we experience and we see others experience. But you got to focus on yourself. You got to really try to learn self love. Support yourself through anything and everything. So I really need for people to understand, excuse me for that interruption, but I just want people to understand that you are wanted and you are loved. You are wanted and you are loved. Believe me, there is someone out here that loves you no matter what. Like Stephen, I'm sure his wife and his children love him very, very much. His mother loved him very, very much. It's all about how you love yourself, though. How can you break through that blackness, that darkness that's in your mind, that's pulling on you at every angle, dragging you down deeper and deeper into the depth of darkness? How can you recover? How can you start pulling yourself back up to fight against it? That's when your spiritualness need to come into it. Well, at least try. Try it out. Talk it out. Have faith. There are things out here that will help you to understand what faith is. You just got to believe. And it's hard to believe in something that you cannot see. I know. But you can recover. You just got to want to. And you got to put the right people, bring the right people into your world that can help you to recover, pull you out of that darkness, that hole. Let that beam of light just blind your whole being. And once you experience that and see it for what it is, faith will step in and show you and carry you the rest of the way. You just gotta believe. I don't want to get too deep into, because everyone believe in what they believe. Everyone believe what they believe. They trust in what they trust. You know, some people don't believe in the spirit of God. So I'm not here to step on nobody's toes. But I do. I believe in the spirit of God. I believe in the all-powerful being. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a church-going person, but I am a spiritual person. I trust in the Almighty. I have trusted. He have shown his or herself so many times. I can't put a sex on it. I'm sorry. But they have shown themselves in my life where there are little glimpses of light hitting me at every angle. I know one time, I'm going to tell you, I was like 16 years old, and I walked up to my corner store where I lived off of Garrison Avenue, Miss Grace store, I remember. And her store is nothing but glass, surrounded with glass. And back in the 80s, you know how it was when the big radio, beep, what you call it, those big radios that you would carry on your shoulders back then, those boom boxes, and this young guy was just jamming on his boom box, just carrying it, listening. And I just left out of Miss Grace's store and crossed this narrow street to the other side. As soon as my foot touched down on the other side, I heard gunshots ring in my ear. And I went to duck, and as I ducked, I turned toward my back and saw that young man being gunned down in front of Miss Grace's store. I could have been a casualty in that situation, but it was only God that saved me. And I have other stories that resembles that. So I know God exists. I feel God through the course of my being. But that's just me. So I just want everyone to have a blessed year. Have self-love. Find a healing for yourself. Whether it's talking to that stranger or going with blind faith. Talk to your family, your friends. Get it out. Let it out. Don't hold nothing in. Don't hold nothing back. So you can move on and have some type of peace. Only peace within. So I hope everyone will like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. It do help me to grow. And I appreciate all the support that everyone has ever given me throughout my little journey here. This is my second year. I started this December 13th, 2021. So December the 13th, 2022 made one full year for me that I've been podcasting. And that's good. That's good for me because sometimes, I'm not good with being really consistent with staying on course with something. I could be all over the place sometimes. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I pat myself on the back. I don't need nobody to pat me on the back. I pat myself. But I do thank you and appreciate the support that you have given me throughout my small journey, and I hope it continues. This is Charm City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner. I bid you all a good day. Talk to you soon.